All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Over the Garden Wall, episode 9. All right, penultimate episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gregory is gone with the abyss, not the abyss, the beast.
The beast,
Close
yes.
enough.
Right.
Yeah.
right around the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So what you gonna do? You're gonna have to work with Beatrice
Team up with Beatrice.
Because this is bad. This is real bad.
Yeah, we're in a situation where, even though we don't know entirely what this forest is and what the beast represents, there is an aspect of sacrifice here that goes beyond the immediate physical ramifications of, the tree roots were like wrapping around him and stuff, because we know that there's a connection between the faces in the trees, the people that are here, the oil that comes forth from the trees, and this whole mystical, magical place and stuff. And while Gregory did find some kind of, his own kind of peace and joy and fun in the midst of this, his brother has not been able to do that because his brother is too fixated on specific things and is not able to find his own way of things in the midst of that.
Right.
Gregory had the answer, and you kind of bungled it, Wirt. So, yeah.
Let's get him back.
Now you need to get him back, but can you?
Well, maybe if you're lucky, maybe if you depend on the people around you.
Possible.
Yeah.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
The angels have gone.
Wait.
Oh shit.
Wait. We're actually seeing, like, home stuff?
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, old lady Daniels.
And that's why he had the
And please don't
kettle.
call me old lady.
Yes, sir, young man. Hey, Wirt, what you doing?
Nothing.
Hey, Wirt, wanna learn some rock facts?
This is amazing.
So you wanna go look for frogs with me like you said you would a while ago and haven't done it yet?
Oh,
frogs.
Is that bee named Sarah?
What?
Your tape says for Sarah.
Yeah. It's just a tape.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it to her for you. It's an elephant costume.
Oh, that's great.
My trunk?
Yeah, that's cute. I'm an egg. Yeah, everybody knows you're an egg, Rondi. Shut it. So what are you, Wirt? Some kind of gnome?
I don't know. Well, see, I thought I'd just. Like...
Hey, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
Crap.
no. Oh God.
Well, you better act fast, because we heard Jason Funderburker is gonna ask her out at the Halloween party tonight.
Jason Funderburker?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that,
You okay, Wirt?
yeah, everything's Jason Funderburker. Is the dove never to meet the sea? For
That
want
is the
of odious
worst.
mountain?
Hey, so frog hunt?
Huh?
I keep hearing ribbiting around town, and I think it's the last frog of the season.
No, I just want to wallow in misery.
You're the total package too, Wirt. I bet she'll really like your tape.
We never got the tape back. I can't let her hear that tape.
Why not?
That tape has got poetry and clarinet on it, Greg.
Why don't you ask Sarah out first? That way.
No. Why did you have to take the tape? My life is crumbling all around me.
Okay, I think we should put our frog hunt on hold and go get that tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to go.
Priorities.
Way to go. Yeah.
Guys, where's the tape?
We put it in Sarah's jacket for you.
Ah!
You better hurry. She's changing in the track shack.
Excuse me. The jacket.
Break an egg.
Yep.
It was with another girl.
Robbers, you're under arrest. Just kidding. Happy Halloween. Hey, stop running in the street. Just kidding. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, let's get her.
No, we're not gonna get her like that.
What are we doing?
We're just gonna get the tape back.
Oh my God.
Let's go in after her.
Or you could just be like,
Can't. I wasn't invited to
hey,
this
check your
party.
pocket.
I'll go in.
You weren't invited either.
Oh.
Why are you talking to them?
Oh my God. Oh no.
Hey,
Is he
guys,
trying to recruit
I don't know
everyone
what
for
he said,
help?
But it wasn't true.
Oh, Hayward, how's it going?
Hi there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, See you around, guys.
Oh, hey, we're gonna go to the graveyard.
Oh, are you gonna do something there?
Nah, we're just gonna hang out and drink age-appropriate drinks.
Like juice?
Yeah, and whatever. Age-appropriate stuff that's not illegal. Hey, you should come.
Hey, Sarah. Are you ready to go?
Hey, Jason Funderburker.
Oh.
Hey, Wirt.
Wait,
Jimmy,
Let's
Jason.
go, Sarah.
You coming, Wirt?
No.
Wait.
You go.
Sarah,
Yeah.
do you believe in ghosts?
Why?
Because there's one right behind you. I'm just kidding.
It's okay, Funderburker.
Wirt, you tricked me. I didn't know this was a frog hunt all along.
Oh God.
It never was.
We're in a
A witch is
graveyard,
gathering.
Jacob.
So then...
Go, Greg. Do it.
Okay.
You can let go of my hand now.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Wow, wow, wow!
Hey, isn't that Wart's little brother?
No, I'm the headless elephant.
Is Wirt here too?
Over there.
Is this some kind of witches gathering? You're all under arrest.
Just kidding.
Hey, it was just
It's Halloween. Yeah.
kids. Trip or something.
Run.
Where do we go?
The policeman is the beast.
He's chasing them, trying to be like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
This is private property.
Two eyes in the darkness.
Climb up there. That's dangerous. Get down here before you hurt yourself.
Oh no, they're gonna fall.
It has my name on it.
They're gonna fall.
Let's go listen to it.
Over the garden wall.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. No. I mean, come down this way.
Oh, once again, you ruined my life.
Who, me?
Oh, you and your stupid dad. You're always prodding me, trying to get me to join marching band.
Oh yeah, if you join the marching band, hold that thought, Wirt.
What are you doing now?
We found our lucky frog.
Oh,
We gotta
shit.
name him for good luck.
I don't want to have anything to do with you or that frog.
Okay.
Huh?
There's an old black train a-comin', scraping along the aisle. You don't need no ticket, cause it'll take you when it's time.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're awake.
Oh
Eat some dirt.
Beatrice?
no.
You know my daughter.
Yeah,
Where is
family.
she?
I don't know. Wait, have you seen my brother?
How did Beatrice
No,
lift
I'm
them?
sorry.
No, I gotta go.
You're in no shape to head into that snowstorm, young man. Here, eat more dirt.
Oh, he does.
At least wait until the storm dies down a bit. You'll be no good to your brother dead.
I was never any good to him alive, either. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bro, this is it. This is it.
Once again, give her a hug for us.
Yeah.
They either drowned in the river,
Or they broke their necks falling off the
or they
wall.
broke their necks falling off the wall.
Or they got hit by a train.
They're right now they're in some kind of like coma state or what have you.
What the
And
fuck?
they're having this whole journey that is basically about facing the problems that brought them here
Holy shit.
on like an emotional level. Oh my god. Oh fuck.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're in the end game now, so
Yeah.
very clearly now things make a lot of sense. But there's a couple things that are still up in the air. So
Right.
they went over the garden wall literally in this episode.
Yes.
They literally jumped the shark and gave us the title of the show in a very fun way.
Why they're in the costumes. And,
Why they're in the
you know,
costumes.
all that
Why
stuff.
they're alone. Why they're in the forest.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
They very clearly had a almost fairy tale moment of while they're emotionally distraught, or specifically, well, Wirt is emotionally distraught, trying to do a thing, and Gregory's probably like, I'm trying to help you, but you won't listen to me.
Yep.
He ends up creating a situation where they literally get hurt as shown because they fall down the hill from trying to avoid the train
Into the water.
into the water.
We don't see them get out of the
We
water.
don't see them get out of the water,
Yeah.
showing that, well, okay,
So
there's a couple things at play here.
there's a couple things that could be at play here.
Yeah.
It could be they're dead, they're in the hospital, they're whatever, you know, all that
Right.
stuff. It could also be that it's the
It was a harsh reset, basically. Like they like something
Sure.
sent them into that emotional state, basically.
well, because there was the whole bit with the grave, that's like, oh, this is the Endicott grave, and things like that, and the kids talking about like, oh yeah, the guy with the axe, and things like that. So it could very much be something where all of the supernatural stuff that's happening here is literal. It's not just a figment of their imagination or whatever. Even though the fact that the guy that Wirt was so worried about isn't like the way he talked about him. He seemed like it's the stereotypical like jock character, or something like that, right?
And that's what we thought when they said Jimmy, because Jimmy is a nickname for Jason sometimes.
But no, it's not that guy. No. It's just another super awkward, nervous kid, right?
Who's actually just trying to put himself out there to confess to her.
Right.
She's not interested in him.
Nope. But she might be interested in you, and yet...
No, you overthink things. You overanalyze. You're so neurotic that you can't see the forest for the trees.
Right. So, now we're in this situation. Okay, cool. We've got the beast. We have what it was set up to mean kind of before this episode, but now we have this episode, and so now I'm not sure.
Everything is subverted.
Everything's subverted.
And yet nothing is subverted, because in some ways the second episode prepped us perfectly for this. You're not supposed to be here. This whole escapade through the forest and stuff was not something that was supposed to happen. Regardless of whether it's actually happening or it's all in their heads, the point is that this was not supposed to be this way. Right. If you, Wirt, had decided to either, one, just be so scared that you didn't go to the party at all, or two, be confident enough to confess to her and just sit down at the graveyard and hang out with them, this wouldn't have happened. Not just to you, but also to Gregory. And I think that's the real important thing here, is that Wirt has to take responsibility for the fact that his own anxiety and fear, and also in some ways his own ego, I would say, because there's a lot of this where he's obviously just scared out of his mind, because of course when you're that age and you have a girl that you're crushing on, you're not thinking rationally at all.
Not at all.
But
one of the things that I thought was very, very cool that they showcased here is that they specifically set things up like the Wirt's predicament here in this episode is a very familiar one.
For most people,
For most people in general, but then also for fiction, right?
Right.
And they set up a bunch of instances where you would expect the people around Wirt to be awful, right? They get the tape.
Exactly.
Gregory overshares, things like that. And you would expect to be the point where it's they make fun of you,
they
whatever.
All hated
they
me.
Sabotage you. It's basically that.
It's literally the protagonist version of that.
Right.
From Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah. Right. Hey, you want to go hang out after school? They all
hated me.
Right. Because he's so neurotic and so freaking out. But the thing is that it's not just that they weren't awful. They actually helped him out.
They helped.
We didn't know who these people were that ended up having the tape and all that stuff, right? When because new episode, new characters, all that. And no, they actually set you up. They're like, don't worry, man, we got you. We put it in her jacket for you. Because, that's probably what he was planning to do anyways, right? Yep. Hey, no, you don't need to do anything else, right? Like, we did the thing. And it's not just that Wirt wasn't able to do it himself, but then once he finds out that people helped him, he then actively starts sabotaging their efforts, right?
Yep.
And it's that, not the fact that he went to the thing or whatever, that then causes all of this bad shit to happen, right? So that, I love as a way to highlight the character situation and problem with Wirt in a very crisp, clear, concise way.
He won't let other people help him.
Right.
And thus that's how he came into the situation, and that's how he's going to need to get out of this situation, because he can't do this whole thing by himself. He's no good to his brother dead. Yeah. And also Beatrice is probably the only one out there who could help you, other than maybe the woodsman or maybe any of the others that you met along the way. But we went a whole ass episode on the backstory that led them to this place.
In a 10-episode show, like that's a lot of
10 minutes,
No, right. But 10% of the entire story just to do this is how they ended up getting here, and doing that right before the finale, right? So regardless of whether the beast is some figment of his imagination or whether it's a literal fantastical thing that, let's be real, it probably is. Now that we know exactly what Wirt's issue is, we can then have the stage be set for then a satisfying resolution, because since the beast is all about, taking advantage of the internals of the people, right? Now, hopefully we can have some way that Wirt can satisfyingly defeat it.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to defeat it in the forest. I think he's going to have to defeat it in
real life.
In real life, basically.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is entirely not just a hallucination. This is something brought about because of Wirt's mental state. He's the one that doesn't want to leave the forest. He's the one that is actually keeping them there, right? Because he's so nervous about the consequences of what happened.
My life is over, and all
thus,
that.
And thus the beast is just a manifestation of his own internalized fears and stuff, wanting to keep the forest my way. This is this. Now, does this all potentially still exist on some metaphysical level because of the connection to things like the Endicott grave, or potentially just the things that they've been mentioning?
I think that's totally possible.
It's totally possible, and in some ways it kind of makes it more interesting that it is that way, because then there's this thing of where Wirt's fears and then this whole, accident effectively led to him tapping into that. But the manifestation as to what they experienced, as how they would kind of almost teleport to the forest to interesting things because of the nature of this being an episodic little mini-series here, meant that every single place that they went to had some kind of lesson primarily for Wirt to, hey, you need to take what essentially you're trying to teach yourself here, and thus this also spiritual metaphysical place is trying to teach you, so that you can take that back to wherever you go. And that's some classic hero's journey stuff right there.
Well, and one of the other things, so there's a few things that this makes me think of. One, we might need to recontextualize some of the things that they've run into, right, over the course of the show, right? Because they might be a lot more relevant to the specific situation.
The skeleton costume party makes a lot of sense.
Skeleton costume party makes a ton of sense. The other one that makes a lot of sense is the girl that you like, but then she's secretly a scary monster, right? And she's going to eat you, so you need to run away.
Yep.
Also,
very interesting.
Also, I would say the big reason why we can say with a fair bit of certainty that I think the fantastical elements are real is that since the narrative is using the fantastical elements as a stand-in, as a go-between for the real life situation, right?
Right.
As a way to be able to handle it in a more fun and creative way, that then means that then it is important that we actually get resolution to the fantastical stakes, right? Like it's not, you can't just be like, it wasn't actually real, so we don't need to resolve any of it. It's like, no, it is still very much a thing.
Right, but I don't think based on how much time we have left, we can actually narratively explain everything. What we can do is we can make the journeys and path to the end satisfying.
Right.
Based on not just the narrative plot itself, but the themes, and neither of those have anything to do with world building.
Exactly.
And I would say that they have maybe some elements of that, but I think the main thing that could be seen as what's the part that's maybe the weirdest thing about this is that when they go over the garden wall, we didn't have some kind of
nope.
They didn't have some kind of magical way. They went through some special realm or something like that.
No, it very much felt like just Stardust. You go through a wall and then suddenly you start seeing weird things.
I was going to say how it's not Stardust.
Oh, okay.
It's not Stardust because they went over the wall, and while the train might be a metaphorical thing that was not over there, and it just instigates the explanation in their minds as to, did I get hurt when I fell off the wall, which might be what the cop was literally warning them of.
Right.
But it's the point where they find the frog in some ways. That's maybe the closest thing as to the
immediately getting what they want.
Getting what they want, right.
And so because, Gregory, his wants are very straightforward, right? And we've commented on that of how he almost seems to bend the reality of this place, right? If Wirt's wants are, Gregory's wants are not straightforward, but he always knows what they are.
Yes.
Right? They're
he wants to help Wirt, so he goes and does the thing.
They're simpler, right? But there's a lot of them and they're chaotic.
And in some ways, reality in just the party here really warped around Gregory as well. Everyone did basically what they wanted from him stepping in and trying to help. So yeah.
Yep. But then for Wirt, it's the
I want to avoid.
I want to avoid. It's a very strong want that he is not fully looking in the face, right? You know, so the idea of then having this beast, great. That's very relevant to that.
But also the train immediately knocking them into a river might be an example of avoidance as well. So maybe I need to go back a little bit on my thing that there wasn't some kind of that it is actually like stardust. Immediately once they went over the garden wall, they both got exactly what they wanted. Maybe you're right that actually
and the train
is just the avoidance
because it's the
get me out of here. Just
right.
make me just
there's
be
a big
anywhere
scary
other than
thing
here.
that I need to then get away from, and then because of that, oh no, now we're lost. Rather than just we're on the other side of the wall.
I also want to bring up just the simplistic kind of animation angle of trains are very much a very like unavoidable scary thing for like kids narratives and stuff like that.
Sure, it's the bad guy that ties you up on the train tracks.
Right, but kids don't actually understand how trains work a lot. And one of the things that would be very, very definite is that a train coming this way and stuff like that, they would hear it long before it showed up.
Yes.
And we didn't hear it.
And
the train suddenly appeing out of nowhere,
I think
felt very like...
It felt very odd. The fact that the train was there in that specific place. There was a lot of it that felt weird. Because the episodes are so short, I'm willing to give it kind of a pass on a lot of that stuff because it's the...
I'm saying that's the fantastical. That's the fantastical. That's the proof that upon going over the garden wall, you're right, it was a Stardust thing. They start seeing weird stuff. The train is an example of that. It's not necessarily real. They might have actually hit their head there. That might have been the transition into the fantastical world. And the train was just a manifestation of that to get them, you know.
No, yeah, totally. I think that is the more likely scenario.
Right. I'm presenting that as an explanation.
Right. And I think that's a good one. I just wanted to make it mentioned for the sake of it that I could see a lot of the smaller details around something like that not necessarily be something the show wants to hold too closely because 11-minute episodes, you know.
Right, but we've determined that there's two very easy explanations here. Either this is all a hallucination happening in their head and it has no bearing on the world building. It was something that was conjured up for the purpose of them going through their emotional journey. Or it is an actual fantastical journey, and regardless of the mechanisms that brought them there, the whole hopping over the garden wall was the beginning step of that. And, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Right. But, yeah, this is wonderful. I'm curious if this gives any additional or different context to Beatrice's place in the story, because because the from a formatting perspective, she very much seems like she's set up to where it's the fantastical boy meets girl kind of a thing, and she's under a curse and all that stuff, and then she ends up being broken from the curse and things like that. And the fact that she's a winged flying creature, you know, does also make me wonder a little bit if she's a pseudo
guide,
but also like stand in for the fact that maybe Wirt wishes he could spend more time with Sarah,
100%.
but he can't,
Yep.
right? And then he ends up also opening up to Beatrice about the whole thing with Sarah and whatnot. Like I'm curious.
Yeah, I definitely think that is a part of Beatrice's role in the story. The only thing that might make this be like, is there any?
I guess because Beatrice specifically has a family and we meet the family and things like that. Beatrice is definitely her own character and person.
Yes.
She's not she is not just some creation of this place. So I'm sure she will also get an arc resolution and things like that.
I'm just checking the voice actors to see if they're potentially the same voice actress.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
I don't think they are.
I don't. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they're their own character. I think that if anything, Beatrice is Beatrice is the kind of character with, depending on how they play this out, Beatrice is either just another person like them that got lost in the woods, another child like this, thus showing that it is a fantastical place. And if this is all a hallucination, then it's what you're talking about, that Beatrice is more of a conjured guide specifically for the purpose of Wirt's development.
Maybe for something, so that Wirt can learn, oh, girls aren't actually scary. Okay, like it can be okay. I don't know, right?
Sure.
But yeah.
We have Gregory also just in this episode being the absolute MVP.
Yep.
In that
Wonderful.
He literally did have the whole of reality warp around his desires because he's so unafraid and fearless of any kind of the consequences of his actions here. He wants to go wander around in the forest looking for frogs because, he wants to spend time with Wirt. There's this kind of awkward thing between them where they don't really spend time together in a very equal manner. Like, you very much have this thing of Gregory's like, hey, and Wirt's like, yeah.
Right,
Like,
this is a fun adventure for Gregory. It is not for Wirt.
Yeah, or Wirt's not even really taking Gregory into consideration much at all.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where Gregory then being taken by the beast is then very relevant for Wirt's development because it's, it's not just Wirt dealing with his own shit. It's about him being able to grow with how he interacts and relates to other people, right? Because that's probably the biggest through line, right? Is he wasn't able to do that well with Sarah, and he wasn't able to do, or any of the other people that could have been like good friends and all that stuff. And he also hasn't been able to do that with his brother.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I loved the shot of his room being all chaotic on one side with all this shit thrown on the ground, probably showing how much chaos he's been throwing into this environment because he's distraught about whether he gives this tape gift to Sarah and then he tries to destroy it, showing his proclivity to self-sabotage, and puts it back together. And then he's like, no, I'll just figure out a costume, throw some things together. Yeah, sure, this works.
Yep.
And heads out. So he does have enough of the confidence to be able to throw together the tape and the costume and make his way out into the beyond. But yeah, that was about as much as he was capable. Yeah, he choked really hard. Yeah, relatable, but bro.
You literally had like the, if this was in video game terms, you had the game served up to you on a silver platter, right? You were winning. There was nothing that you had to do other than not getting your own way.
That's
right?
true. There was a lot of miscommunication happening though, based around the idea of, so-and-so is going to ask them. Oh, okay. Yeah, what Wonderburger or whatever.
Right.
And also, they're going to be going to hang out together. No, they're actually going as a group. It wasn't going to be some date thing or some moment where he was going to confess to her necessarily. If anything, he's just sticking around her as much as possible and probably ended up clinging to her when she's like, let's go to the graveyard. And he's like, yeah, let's go to the graveyard. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Hey, Wirt, because she's not directly, inviting him from the standpoint of, hey, I like you, come to the graveyard. But it's the, are you going to come?
Right.
It's not the, please come with us,
Absolutely.
So it's the wonderful thing where everyone here is a kid. Gregory is wise beyond his years, but also, very basic on the, intelligence scale of things. He's still a kid as well. But...
Right. He's still very much a kid, and maybe not through a lack of understanding, not able to appreciate the struggle that his brother is going through, even if the indifference or / ignorance to that is sort of what makes him be able to react to it so well, is because he doesn't have to fret about it. He doesn't know, he doesn't get it.
It's a whole other world. And this episode was dripping with little hidden things and stuff to set up just over the garden wall. There we go.
Yep.
So the next episode can be wild.
Yeah, here I was thinking this episode would be a lot more straightforward of okay, we're gonna find Beatrice, we're gonna be come up with a plan or whatever, maybe get Gregory back, and then it's gonna be dealing with the beast for the last one. No. It's all right, let's go to the real world for a bit.
So,
wow.
All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.